it is time now for our opening speaker. And, usually I don't like to read bios, read them per se, but I think it's important with our first speaker because, first of all, I know she probably won't go through all these things herself, so let me do it for her. Best-selling author of The Popcorn Report, Clicking, Evolution, Dictionary of the Future, and the upcoming Popcorn Report 2020, A Leap of Faith. She is founder and CEO of Faith Popcorn's Brain Reserve. It's the futuristic marketing consultancy that she established herself in 1974. The New Yorker, oh, by the way, has called her the Trend Oracle. Fortune magazine named her the Nostradamus of marketing, and she is recognized as America's foremost trend expert. Raised in Shanghai, China, she is a fifth-generation New Yorker, a graduate of NYU. I'm going to continue. Come on up, though, because this is impressive. I'm obsessed with your bio. And New York's High School of Performing Arts, a single mother, has two daughters, Gigi and Cece. How's that? Come on up. Faith Popcorn. Got her hands full. She's here for us tonight.
That was very nice. Thank you so much. Two Chinese daughters. So, 8 and 14. Ah! Nobody told me about the 14. I thought I was getting a baby and it would stay that way. Gosh. It's kind of a horror show. So anyway, hello. Okay, stop. Hello. Okay, good. So you might be, I'm just wondering if any of you are kind of feeling like there's a little something happening, right? I mean, like a little revolution in the air. Anybody feel this? Like something is changing? So you know what a tsunami is? Something like a little bit under, but odd. And I am here to confirm your intuition. There's not a little something happening. Actually, there's a big something happening. And it's called revolution, like Eve, like evolution. And it is kind of fascinating because I hear women, we interview so many people, all kinds of people, but the women are saying, I think something's happening. And the men are saying, nothing's happening. Everything's the same, isn't it? So we're going to kind of go through that. One thing I would ask you to do is, like as I'm going along, what I would hope is that you would kind of jot down a few questions or think about, because most of my thing is, learning from you. So that's why I came here. I want to learn from you and hear what's on your mind. Tiana Holt, my strategy star. Yay, Tiana! She makes me sound so smart. Tiana, bravo! Come up here and do it. No, okay. So she did a lot to create this, and we gave something like this talk. It's actually gotten bigger as the opening of Catalyst this year, and it was really kind of fascinating because it was like, I think there's something happening. I think there's something happening. And by the time we were done, they go, there's definitely something happening. So we're saying how the new feminine energy fueled by money, that's a big one, power and compassion will shape the decade ahead. So money, power, and compassion. So if you have money, it's pretty good. And we are getting very, very rich. Now, in my consulting company, it's good, right? Feels good to have some money. We consult with the Fortune 200, and we try to convince them that, there's a road ahead, and it is changing, and we're called futurists. And we, kind of show them where it's going, and then we hope that they can, bend their strategies together with us and, go with the winds. This revolution's a little bit hard for them because even though, and I'm going to show you, these numbers are unbelievable. Unbelievable. And like your video said, numbers don't lie. And you're a numbers person, right? Numbers don't lie, right? The numbers are unbelievable. So when we were consulting with this big bank, global bank, we said, women have so much money. how about offering something, for her, like some goods, services, some way that she likes to do it? And they said, oh, we have it covered, totally covered. I said, oh, really, how? Oh, we know who she is. We even have a name for her. I said, what is it? Let me get this right. CHO, Chief Household Officer. I said, you're kidding. They weren't kidding. They said, we talked to her too. I go, but she's got all the money. Why aren't you really talking to her? No, we talked to her too. So that's what I mean. Like, we know there's something happening, but the pickup and the recognition is kind of a little bit slow. I started my company in 1974, talk about recognition. And being a futurist, I started my company around 10 years too early. So I kind of hung out. Not too many people had like 1099s with zero, me. My sister brought me tuna fish from my mother's house, because I didn't have, I got some dates, yeah. But I didn't have much, to go on, except that I was pretty sure I was right. And also what we're talking about today, and I'm really proud of this, like 4 decades later, is this global, it's gorgeous, ascendancy of females. So you're in the right company, in the right spirit, playing the right game, actually. Perfect game for now. And we're going to talk about the truths of this revolution, and we call it the 8 truths of evolution, and I'm going to show you how it goes. So first I'm going to say futurism is a very cool thing. I actually started being a futurist because I love to say what's coming, because people couldn't yell at me. They said, it's not. I go, how do you know? They go, well, I don't know. I go, how do you know? And they go, how do you know? I go, well, I know. And they go, okay. So that was kind of easy, but then it started coming true, so it got a little bit weird. Then, what we do for these companies, I say we do this future positioning and strategy and innovation, and we talk about how you weave a brand into the culture. Culture's the new media. So we're saying television's over, and to all these people that are advertising a lot on television, we say you're doing a lot of advertising on television, right? Yeah, well, anything happening when you do that? Not really. It's just that same women thing. I say, so why? People are picking up brands in the culture. That's where they learn everything. And still, we're running in the old models, So I call it marketing masochism, kind of, what we do. We say, here it is. They go, no, it's not. We go, okay. Then they call back later. They go, you were right. How did you know that? I go, oh, I don't know. Interviewing 6,000 people, reading everything, seeing everything, brainstorming day and night, driving myself crazy. We see this stuff. We can put it together. They go, okay, come on back and tell us what's happening next. So we come on back, tell them, okay, here's what's happening next. Women are the thing. I go, no, it's not. I go, okay, it's not, right? So this thing goes on. So that's the advantage and disadvantage of being a futurist. Our DNA is really, we have, and I invite you to join on faithpopcorn.com, we have a talent bank of 10,000 members globally. And all you have to do is be violently passionate and interested in something. And you can join our talent bank. And that is our secret sauce, because we're talking to people that are making the future. So kind of that's how we get our vision a lot of times. And then we have trend desks in 126 countries, and we do something called VOC, Voice of the Culture. We're, interviewing online, late, drunk. I like to get people really late and really drunk. And then I like to ask them stuff like, are you happy? They go, no. Are you happy? I go, don't be ridiculous. Of course not. I have a 14-year-old. Okay, and then we get a nice conversation going, because women are wonderful because they talk and talk and talk. Doesn't every guy say, what, do you have to talk to everybody you meet? And the answer is, yes, I do. I really do. That's how women are. Every elevator presents a new chance for a focus group. So that's how it goes. And then we have our trend bank, which is 17 distinct, I want to say roads, almost like cults that predict the future. And some people say, I have these 17 and my 2 kids, 19 of them. These are like my children. They cross, they clash, they fight, but they're right. They're all right. And that is how we figure out what's coming. So if we'll say, like, people are staying home, cocooning, the only thing about that, we all know people are staying home. Now we know it, but in 1981 we predicted that. And then we cross that with economics. That's customization. So you see people are staying home and they want it their way. And soon they're going to have it their way because everything's going to get printed at home. Food, medicine, body parts. I'm just putting a line down here so you'll remember this. We're not that far away. We're about, actually at TED they showed a kidney being printed. We're not far away. So we say to some, Fortune 200, what happens when they can print Fritos? I mean, what does that do to your, intellectual property, what you own, your recipes? Kind of weird. Interesting, right? Interesting and scary. So that's some of the stuff that we're, seeing right now. So I thought today we could tonight, we could just take a fast look at the future. And you could tell me, after what you think or if it's lining up the same way. So sometimes you pull everything together. I just pull 4 things together. Look at this. We're in the midst of an enormous shift in history. It's the feminization of the global culture. How does this happen? I could show you 30 more things. All of a sudden, 5 books in the New York Times, covers of magazines, every program has that theme through it. We call it a she change. Tsunami, sea change, she change, you know what I mean? Like a real she change, something that's happening under the culture. Now look at this. The United Nations opened with the Brazilian president, a she, and look how she spoke. She said, I speak to you with a feminine voice. It's the voice of democracy and of equality. In Portuguese, words such as life, soul, hope are in the feminine gender, as are courage and sincerity. So would you ever think the UN would open like that? I mean, that's kind of incredible. Look at this, 7 continents. This is no accident, people. This is something that's happening. 7 continents we see females leading. Look at this. Now here's the numbers. Numbers are pretty unbelievable. So 40% say marriage is becoming obsolete. 47% of U.S. adults are single. So, these big companies, they're marketing to this household, that is only 23%. Only 23% of households have a mommy and a daddy and children under a roof. The rest is something else. So why are they called traditional and we're called different? I don't get that, but okay. 1/3 of women in Asia are not marrying, and the reason they're not marrying is that they don't want to get stuck at home. 51% of children are born to millennials outside of marriage. 40% of children were born to unwed mothers, like me. 140% growth amongst college-educated women. So it's not just poor and dank. These people are having babies because they couldn't help, because they're too dumb, like to read the back of the, pill package or whatever. People going, I'm going to have a baby. That's it. And the percent of women 30 to 34 without children has doubled. So some people go, and I'm not going to have a baby. That's it. And daddy be gone. So in our talent bank, and we've been watching this doctor for a very long time, for the first time a female egg was fertilized without sperm. Think about it. If you think that things are upside down now, can you imagine having a baby with your best friend? We like each other. Let's have a baby. Okay. The he session, and this is what I think making guys nervous. You're asking each other, let's have a baby. Listen, I don't make this stuff up. I just report it. So I'm the messenger. 80% of job losses in the U.S., guys, and 60% in Europe were sustained by men. And women now comprise almost 50% of the workforce. And men lost 5.4 million jobs, and women lost 2.1. And there's an emerging domestic dad. We told that to Walmart. Guess what? 1 in 5 dads are staying home and taking care of the children. That's a census, not me. 4 in 10 mothers are primary breadwinners. Look at this.
You guys have no idea how much it sucks. My dad's obsessed. Every day it's Bobby Flay this, Gordon Ramsay that. This morning he was pretending to read Playboy, but he actually had a Bon Appetit magazine hidden inside it. Well, hearing you bitch about your dad all the time is super interesting, Stan. I hope you do it the entire lunch period.
Cute, right? Cute and true. She's playing her own game. Well, you know this. Look at the fans. 40% of fans. And NFL's first woman to officiate a game. And high school first female quarterback in Florida. And Augusta National first. I wish there weren't just 2, you know? It's like when the Maidstone Club has a couple of Jews. We have 2, or a board of directors. That's the other thing that always has 2. We have 2. I'm going to show you some board of directors statistics. Worldwide, at Olympic first, all participating teams have female athletes. U.S. Olympic first, and that was mentioned earlier, more female than male athletes, and women took home 65% of the gold medals. Maybe next time it'll be 85. She's invading the man cave. So everybody thinks guys are into gaming. Women, 60%. Zynga, right? She buys 60% of the new cars in the U.S. So I love it. I go into a car showroom, still, and I'm looking at a car, and the salesperson, it could be a man or a woman, because I've done this many times, and we've sent our people out to do this, and you can try this yourself. They approach you, and they look behind you to see who's going to be paying for this car. And I'm looking too. Who? Oh, it's me. Ugh. 53% of smartphones, that's what she's buying. She's out learning men, university graduates, more women than men, medical school too. For the first time in history, regularly outscoring men on IQ tests and out-earning them too, even on 80 cents on the dollar. And 50% of the billionaires in China are female, and she's the largest emerging economy, 5.6 billion, bigger than the GDP, listen to this, of China and India combined. That's how rich she is, how much money she's making. And she's a better financial bet. Female stockbrokers perform better. Female CEOs outperform male CEOs by 28%, and boards with the highest percentage of females make more money. The return on equity is 53% higher. Return on sales is 42% higher. Return on invested capital is 66% higher. She's a better investor. Warren Buffett says guilty as charged because women hold. They hold. They're not like flitting around. They're monogamous to their stocks. And she's even better in bed. Of course, we knew that. That's a duh, right? But look at 50 Shades of Grey, 1, 2, and 3. And we're always telling guys, read 50 Shades of Grey. He says, my wife's reading it. I go, you need it. She knows what to do, but you should be reading it. This is a personal, you know. And Danica Patrick, 50 Shades of Red. And look at this.
Why not show Mom just how special she is by surprising her with one of millions of gifts from Amazon.com?
All right, let's be quiet. Mom has no idea we're bringing her breakfast in bed, okay? Shh.
Which means there's a million ways to give your mother a surprise she'll never forget.
Happy Mother's Day!
Get out!
50 Shades of Grey. Isn't that sex book?
What? No, go outside.
It's changing. It's changing everything. You feel it, right? You see it. It's the workplace, the marketplace, relationships, your brain, families, households.
Who run the world? Girls, girls. Who run the world? Girls. Who run the world?
Love this.
Who run the world? Girls. Who run the world? Girls. Who run this mother? Who run this mother? Who run this mother? Who run this mother? Who run the world? Girls. Who run the world? Girls. Who run the world? Girls. Who run the world? Girls.
Look at this. Katy Perry tied Michael Jackson Adele, first artist since the Beatles to hold 2 top 5 hits. And Taylor Swift, the most financially successful music artist of 2011. And Nicki Minaj. Nicki Minaj. Beautiful. So, she still, though, struggles with equality. It's crazy. She still has the burden of doing it all. She's earning 80 cents on the dollar, male dollar. Her reproductive rights we're still discussing. And I love how they say, well, I'm not going to say which party, but you know. Well, is that, they say it, I can't believe it. Is that all we have to talk about? Reproductive rights? Is that all there is? Yeah, kinda. So, and 40 years after Title IX, she's only 43% of college student athletes. On the executive level, she's 16.9% of athletic directors, 44% of head coaches, but 2% of head coaches on men's teams, and 27.8% full-time trainers. So, like, it's not so perfect. And brands don't recognize her power. They don't. And women just want brands that support her. 60% say marketers ignore her needs, and 73% say marketers, they just don't get me. So it's really time to join this revolution and to start this revolution. Understand that men and women truly are different. The way they think, the way they receive messages, the way they make decisions, they're different. Different and superior. No, just different. So these are the truths that we've designed, and what we do sometimes is overlay these truths on, a marketing effort. So we say, is the effort actually hitting, each of the truths? One of them is connecting the female consumers to each other. That strengthens the brand. Oprah does that brilliantly. If she has to ask, it's too late. You know that, of course. I mean, it's like when he finally gets around, to Christmas, and she says what she wants, and by then it's gone. She's not interested. She wants to be asked about a brand. Co-parenting is the best way to raise a brand. She passes brands down. That's number 6. Everything matters to a woman. You can't hide behind your logo. So let's look at 5 evolved brands just to get a feel. So connecting your female consumers to each other. So Avon, beautiful, like a really connected company. They're recruiting 1 million women volunteers for breast cancer prevention, and they're helping women help each other.
The Love Avon Army of Women is uniting scientists with women everywhere, with or without breast cancer, in order to move research beyond a cure. The next time you remove your bra, you could be making a difference in breast cancer prevention research. Stand up and join the Army of Women. Together, we can prevent breast cancer once and for all. 1 million women, 1 research goal, 1 revolutionary opportunity.
And Sherry McCoy, this new chairwoman there, I think she's going to be doing a really beautiful job. We knew her at J&J, kind of incredible, fabulous. Market to her peripheral vision. So women, and this is actually a science, women can see better in the side. They can also see better in the dark, by the way. So women don't buy straight ahead. We try to explain this over and over. It's be like if you were a guy and you were picking a woman up on a date, right? And you rang the bell and she opened the door. And if you said, let's go to bed, she'd slam the door in your face. And yet as marketers, we're slamming her like that. We can't get that. That women like to buy here and on the side, notice something, a friend's using it. Kotex on Pinterest gifted only 50 women with real life care packages, and they yielded 694,000 impressions. Look at this. And, okay. Did I do something? Oh, I know what I did wrong.
The Love
Oh, wait. There it is. there's one wonderful thing about women. They spread the word. They're the best evangelists in the whole world. And if you can hit one right with the truth, you've got it. And I think that they learned that very nicely on Pinterest. Generation of women consumers lead you to the next. Women hand brands down. So if you love the brand, you know, your kids, they hand brands across to their friends. They hand brands up to their mothers. So Nike voices inspire future generations to push beyond limitations.
When I was growing up, girls just didn't run in public.
No one on my all-boys team would pass to me.
Dad told me I couldn't be a boxer. He said I was too small.
There was a guy who tried to spit on me and then push me out of his way.
There comes a point where you have to be sure of yourself. People aren't used to women being so passionate. It scares
I'm
them.
55 years old and I run close to 70 miles a week.
I never felt like quitting.
There's something telling me to do it every single day.
Still good, right? Still good. Co-parenting, they want to be asked. They want to parent that brand with you. They want to be asked, what do you think? So Under Armour has a two-way dialogue, really, through the social media. Look at this.
We're taking it back. From the marketers who want us to look photoshopped. From the magazines who want us topless. From the people who think we should be happy just the way we are. From those who have turned women's sports into a fashion. From those who think watching us play is boring. We're taking back what belongs to us. The respect. We're taking it back for women, chicas, females, ladies, whatever you want to call us. As long as you remember to call us athletes.
And nice, right? Everything matters. So this is something else. Women see through a brand's front. They want to know who's running it, what do they believe in, where's their charitable donations, are people happy working there? They want to know everything. So you really can't hide behind your logo if you're marketing to females. And Lululemon really showcases the inner workings of their company. If you've seen it on Instagram, they humanize the brand, they invite people inside, and look how brilliantly they've done. So I just want to remind you of this. Women don't buy brands. Women don't buy brands. They join brands. So if you have a brand, you have to think, and you do, how are you going to get females to join your brand? That's how women relate to brands. So I want to say, speak the truths, lead the revolution, and connect the future and nurture it and empower it, inspire it, evolve it. Thank you. Thank you. So, any question-onies? Questions? Queries? Fears? Go ahead. I don't know if they could hear you, so.
So you mentioned that you built your business from the ground up in the early 70s. What were some of the unique challenges of being a female entrepreneur in that time?
Everything. You know, I mean, most women do, first of all, I opened my company on my credit card. Most women do that. I was angry. Most women open their businesses out of kind of rage, gives you a lot of energy, because my ex-boss, who was also my boyfriend, fired me. I did not like that. So I just said, screw this, I'm going to open my business. And then I swear I sat there for almost 10 years. You know, so I did, speaking and banging around and, trying to, every call I made was a cold call. Every call I made. I was a creative person. I wasn't a business person or a CFO. And eventually, and that's what you have to really, when you believe, eventually I turned out to be right. Pretty right. Right. So that was what it was like. But, you know, I drank my way through it and it was okay. Who else?
I'm just wondering if you think that women are sort of now or about to be now. Do you anticipate, being a futurist, that eventually the backlash to women taking these power positions will be equally as strong as far as men reacting to it in a negative way?
You know, many men believe, you know, you have to win. I think women believe, you know, they're much more, I don't know, believing like there can be, one doesn't have to lose to have one win. So no, I think that men, actually, I know a lot of men that are kind of liking it. They like taking care of the kids, they like being home, they actually like it. They may be embarrassed to say it, but they like it. I do not think there's going to be a backlash, because I think that women are just going to forge ahead. It's going to be like all of a sudden, like, there it is. So, no. There's a backlash right now, though. When is Hillary Clinton going to win, did you say? She said, when will there be a female president of the United States? I think soon. I think soon. But it's amazing that, you know, it's kind of weird that it hasn't happened yet. But I do. I believe Hillary's going to, I don't have any inside information, but I do believe Hillary will run. And maybe this time we'll be a little smarter and get her elected. So that's what I think. Hi. Uh-oh, a guy.
Is it on? There we go. Hi. I'm Paul Hertel, and I'm with Whole Living magazine, and we speak to a lot of the things that you're already addressing as far as women taking control and power. I'm also very familiar with a number of men that are actually trying to understand how they play the role, that they're very open to all these ideas, and I work in these environments and always have.
Right.
So the thing is, like, as a futurist, this is what's going on right now. So where are the men that are already accepting it? Where do they play a role in the revolution?
I think that they will, well, it depends what their situation is. I mean, if you're talking about men with kids, they're gonna help that family be healthy. You know, men without kids. Actually, you know, every man I've interviewed in this, you know, now and even when they can project a little bit, there's a relief, especially younger. You know, guys maybe 50 plus are feeling like, oh, I don't, you know, it's just so foreign. But younger guys are actually cool with it, many of them. So I think it's going to be okay. I do. But I think it's going to be different.
Another man with a question.
Uh-oh.
Right or this way.
Uh-oh, uh-oh.
Looking the wrong way. Keep looking. Now you got me.
Oh, there you are.
So it's 2012.
Right.
How critical is mentoring for the next generation of women leaders? And do you think that an effective mentor of a woman has to be a woman, or can enlightened men do the same thing?
What?
Do you have to be a woman to mentor a woman?
No.
Or can effective men do it? And how critical is mentoring?
I don't, you know, I got to think of a better word than mentoring. So I think mentoring, or actually telling somebody what it's going to be like, you know, or helping them kind of rise to it, is really important. I do not think it has to be as a matter of fact, women are so many of them are working so hard, you know, that they don't mentor enough. They don't. So I think being mentored, being cared for, you know what men always say, and the good ones, you know, at some of these companies, women don't knock at the door. You know, they don't knock at the door. But on the other hand, I think they don't knock at the door because they're rushing home to take, you know, grab their kids out of daycare. So I think the mentoring is not going to be like natural, particularly. I think it's going to have to, you're going to have to create like a way for that to happen. And you know that long distance learning has like gone through the roof. You know about this? So people are going to college on the internet, and it's big. That's the next big thing. So I'm thinking that mentoring could be, not in person maybe, but like, an internet or as a game. I think that there are going to be new ways that we're going to teach women and young men about, how to function. And I think a lot of women are very uncomfortable in the Fortune 200. It really wasn't made for them, it wasn't made for them. They served it, but it wasn't really made for them. So a lot of them are opening their own things. They're finding other formats. A long answer, short question.
I have a question. Leslie Giddis, Blue Sky Media. My question is, what is your advice to women who want to have it all, they want to have the power, but they also want to have children and be home and cook the dinner and be there for their kids?
So we work with a woman named Denise Morrison, who's the new chairwoman at Campbell's Soup. She's kind of fantastic. And she said, you can have it all, but you can't have it all at the same time, which I think is kind of brilliant. So you can, like I did it backwards. I had my career and then I was like that T-shirt, oops, I forgot to have a baby. I better get kids. So, but other people are more sane maybe, they have their kids and then they have their career. It's very difficult to do, to do it all at once unless you can be comfortable with, kind of not being so tough on yourself. It's not all going to be perfect. It's just not all going to be perfect. You'll miss a meeting or you'll miss a pickup at school. You'll think, oh my God, I didn't pick the kid up. I mean, some kindergarten teacher will call you, your kid's at the bus stop, That's going to happen. But you know what? It's okay. They grow up and they become horrible at 14 anyway. So that's what I think. Anybody else? Okay.
Hi.
Wait.
Hi.
All
Alicia.
right. And we need a mic here after you're done.
Hi,
Go ahead.
Alicia McConnell. I just wanted to ask, because you have all this data showing how far women are coming, but we don't really see that in sport yet.
Mm-hmm.
So when are we going to get past watching football all the time on TV and the major sports? When do you think we're going to see more variety of sport, more women being covered, teams, or Paralympic athletes? When are we going to get to that place?
When women are making the decisions. That's when you're going to see it. Tiana was saying on the plane, because we were like banging around with this stuff and go like, there's only still, 4 chairmen, Fortune 200 chairmen. And we're saying people don't give power away. Do you ever see people give power away? Oh, here's some power, and while you're at it, take all my money too. They don't. So it has to be like a shift, a change. And if different kinds of people are making different kinds of decisions, that's when it happens.
Yeah, just a follow-up question
Sure.
to that. It seems that sports is behind the curve. I mean, all of this, I'm Kathy DeBoer, I'm with the American Volleyball Coaches Association, and I collect all these numbers.
Mm-hmm.
And then I look at where we are in terms of women in athletics administrative positions.
Right.
We're still losing women out of coaching. Every other profession, women are gaining and making huge strides, and we're still back in the 1980s conversations about women as coaches and leaders and everything else. And so, what's your why are we so behind the curve, if you will?
Do you have a thought? What do you think?
You're the futurist.
You're right. So, I don't know. I'm a thinker, not a player. I mean, I think, now this sounds awful, but really, decisions are made, lots of things start with money. It's true. And that's what's so great about women getting so rich. They can't even believe how rich they're getting. So they almost like don't know what to do with it. Like, I don't want to talk about money, and they're getting richer and richer and richer and richer. So I think they're needing an attitude adjustment about money, embracing it more. But the decisions will be made through money. So when the brands, run by females, making the decisions on media, making the decisions in schools, making whatever decisions they have to be. When the contributor, the next person that gave $100 million goes, I want women's sports to blah, that's when it's going to happen. It really does. It's by money, it's by revolution. You know, doing something really annoying. And women don't like to annoy people. Women are so sweet. I mean, they really are good. They don't like to annoy people. They don't like to march. They don't like to do stuff like that. But I think that they're going to actually have to. Going to actually have to. So you can think about how to do that and how to plan a little revolution. Big one, maybe. You know, make some noise. Be annoying. Be horrible. Be like me. No. Who else?
Over here.
Hi.
Hi.
Here.
Way in the corner. Over here.
Okay.
Speaking of money, when will the needle move so that women will make $1 for every male dollar?
When will the what? I thought you said that. When do you think? When
It should be tomorrow.
It should. It should have been yesterday.
Yeah.
I think honestly, I think change comes through anger. You know? I think that days where women are starting to run things, maybe Sheryl Sandberg's not going to pay people 80 cents on the dollar, hopefully. When women start making a big fuss in the workplace when they find out that the guy doing the lesser job is making more money. You know? I think that when people like Walmart start to really, they can make a big, look how green they went, like bang, they can do bang. Money, right? Money and bigness. When they decide, it's not going to be like that. I doubt that it will be like that at Campbell's Soup. I'm sure it's not going to be like that at Avon. That's not going to happen. Because as soon as one of those females discovers that, they can't live with that. That cannot happen. So I think it's about that. It's still that same old thing. Money and power and not taking the 80 cents. You know? And that takes guts. It really does. It takes a lot of guts. I have somebody here. Can I have a mic?
Hi, Shelley Taniguchi with Wise Los Angeles. My question is, there's so many amazing women in sports who are athletes and playing in men's sports. Do you feel that same current, that shift that we're having is also being reflected in the male fan base, the admiration for these women athletes?
You don't think so, right?
I do.
Do you think so? Okay, then yes, it is. Yeah. I don't know. I think so. I think there's a fascination. You know, I think men are going like, oh, that's like something. And you know when men change, really change? When they have to take their daughters to athletic events. You see that change. When a guy takes the kids to school, you see that change. When they pick them up, you see that change. When they take a girl, I see, you know, dads take a girl to a woman's basketball. It's a different kind of guy. It's different. It feels different. So yes, I do. Anybody else? I want to thank you, and I'll see you later. Thank you. Thanks for the intro.
Does this work? Yes. Wow.